anything.
If we die, don't bury me here.
You're not going to die.
Promise me.
All right, everyone, that was a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody who came through from Quill's chat and the Chameleon Twist community. Y'all really, lit the chat on fire, donated a bunch of money. That was very generous of you. Thank you. We have a couple of incentives going on that I just want to tell you about really quick. Well, we have the milestone is $5,500. We are really, really close. I believe we are. Yep, that is $40 away. We're $40 away from adding 4 more crowd control streams to our slated schedule. Yeah, I mean, you guys have just been terrific. If you're like, no, CJ, I miss CJ, don't worry, because after this run, you will see another run by me. Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2, of which there is a big incentive. So hopefully we can get that during Nate's run. I am doing commentary for New Pokemon Snap, and then I'm hosting tonight with CC for the last 3 runs. So you're going to get a lot more of CJ on this day. In the meantime, I'm going to turn it over to somebody else. Let me just make sure that we're good to go. All right, and there they are. It is the one and only Ruby Hart taking over for the last day of SpeedDocsAThon 2021. Take it away, Ruby.
Oh, thank you so much, CJ. That was an amazing intro. Well, hi, everyone. How's it going? My name's Ruby Hart. I am a speedrunner of Shadow of the Colossus and an actor and a bunch of other things. But right now, I get to be your host for the wonderful SpeedDocsAthon. So thank you, everyone, so much for being here for the day. As you all know, the main cause that we're raising money for is Save the Children. And we've already raised $5,460, and we're really knocking the numbers out of the park, but we want to make sure to keep that money coming in for this amazing cause. So the next run that we have coming up is Pokemon Sword Shield, the Tower of Two Fists by KonceptionSR. And I'm really looking forward to this run. I am a huge Pokemon fan, but I've never actually had the chance to see this particular speed run. So we're in for a really great time here. And then on deck, you actually have the wonderful CJ It's All Good, who was just here hosting for you, who's going to be doing a run of Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2. And there is an additional incentive, so we want to make sure that we're going for those. Now, for the Pokemon Sword Shield run, there is a bid war. So it is for if he is going to pick Bulbasaur or Squirtle. So make sure that you get in your bids for that bid war before we hit that about 55-minute mark into the run. That way we know exactly which Pokemon is going to be selected. Like I said before, we are raising money today for the Save the Children Fund, which was established in the United Kingdom in 1919 to improve the lives of children through better education, healthcare, and economic opportunities, as well as providing emergency aid in natural disasters, war, and other conflicts. It's a really incredible cause. So if you want to get in your donations, just go to that Tiltify link where you can make any donation. Even the smallest number adds up and means the world. Save the Children supports children from early childhood through basic education programs and beyond, ensuring that children are able to learn and thrive all across the world. Everyone, welcome back, and we are now diving into the Pokemon Sword Shield run, Tower of Two Fists by KonceptionSR. So I'm going to turn it to you. Take it away.
Hey, thank you so much, Ruby. Yeah, my name is KonceptionSR. I told you I'd be back. Here I am. We're going to be running Tower of Two Fists category for Pokemon Sword. I just have to start off in the menu by setting the date and time to a specific time. So here we are. I have a fantastic commentator with me. Might sound familiar if you'd like to introduce yourself.
I'm Ness _. I guess I'm a Bugsnax god at this point.
Bugsnax god, here to bring light to Pokemon, of course.
It's really just the same game.
Yeah, there's little difference. I don't believe I had a bid war for the name. So timer is gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so. This is Pokemon Sword, the category Tower of Two Fists, which is a pretty cool sounding name if you ask me. But what that means is we're going to start the game with a fresh file, and then we are going to, as soon as we can, head on over to the game's first DLC area, which is called the Isle of Armor, and then we're going to complete the quest storyline on the Isle of Armor. This category technically has 2 different subcategories, which are like a good and a bad ending, which are called Get Urshifu or Don't Get Urshifu. We're going to be doing the good ending, the Get Urshifu category, which means that we will complete the tower with Cubfu so that we can evolve to Urshifu at the end, and that's where the category will end. Yeah, it's a really interesting, cool run because it's, you know, if you ran this game like in its any percent category, this game is like 4+ hours long. This is a nice bite-sized hour 45-minute estimate, so it's a lot more palatable and a pretty beginner-friendly run, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, in terms of Manipulous Pokemon runs, a lot of the newer Pokemon games are pretty difficult, but this DLC is actually not that bad. And I think the Crown Tundra DLC isn't that bad either, but I don't know that for sure.
Yeah, from what I mean, I've played it casually. I haven't done any speed runs of it, but from what I understand, it kind of has a similar vibe. I just think this one is a bit more interesting, and like there's more to do in terms of story beats, and it's a little bit more fun to look at. So that's why I choose to do this one over DLC 2. But yeah, basically, so I'm running on Sword. You can easily do this category on Shield. It doesn't really matter. The world record actually is done on Shield, but you could get world record on Sword as well. There is not too much of a difference between the versions, other than the main protagonist that we're going to be dealing with for a good chunk of the game is different depending on which version you pick. So in Sword, we'll be dealing with a poison-based protagonist, and if I were to run Shield version, we'd be dealing with a psychic-based protagonist, so just a little bit different there. I will also point out as well, we do have an open bid war, which is to choose between Bulbasaur and Squirtle. So obviously, this being Sword, this is not a starter-based bid war. So that bid war can actually stay open for a good chunk of the run, roughly somewhere between 55 minutes and an hour in. We'll close it out, and then we will have a choice between Bulbasaur and Squirtle. So if you want to change the outcome of that bid war, go ahead and get your donations in towards Save the Children. It's a great cause. All of that.
Beginning of the run.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the run, just like every Pokemon game, just mashing through text, and once that happens, immediately when you get control, you're going to be setting all of your settings, make the text go faster, to skip some of the cutscenes, just to make all that stuff easier. And it saves a lot of time if you do it as soon as possible, so that's what Conception's going to be doing. Probably the hardest menu in the game.
Yep, and I accidentally walked too close to the door, so I got some extra dialogue.
It's just throwing for the fans, honestly.
Yeah, throwing for content. And we hadn't even changed our text speed yet, so it was still on like medium or slow or whatever it was. So it took some sweet time. Yeah, it's actually, honestly, without even joking, changing the settings in there is my least favorite part of this run. It's just, like, I've messed it up so many times, and you can just, like, you know, you can just, like, forget options, and then you get, like, 8 minutes into the run, you'd be like, oh, I forgot to turn nicknames off or something like that, and then, you know, you just waste some text boxes there. So it's definitely my least favorite part. But among all the settings that we turn off, so we increase the text speed, we turn off battle animations, so like when we use a move, we don't have to see the animation of that move being used, saves us a lot of time. We turn off the ability to give nicknames to Pokemon, so that we save those text boxes. We change the battle style from shift to set, so that way in between, if we do happen to have multiple Pokemon at any point, it won't ask us in between each Pokemon we defeat if we want to swap. Saves us text boxes. And there's also one, we turn off autosave as well just to save lag frames, and then there's also one other thing that's called skip movies, which doesn't apply as much to this category, but basically it turns off all cinematic cutscenes that would be in the game. There are plenty of cutscenes that are just like dialogue based that unfortunately it doesn't affect, though I wish it did. But yeah, it'll save us a little bit of cinematic time. If you want to talk a little bit about the Ninetales versus Sobble stuff, Ness, if you know enough about it, that'd be a good thing to talk about, I think.
Yeah, of course. So, in every version of this run, Sword, Shield, between the different routes, we pick Sobble because Sobble is just probably, in this generation, I think the best starter. But to do Sobble route in this game, you have to have quite high special attack, and resetting for special attack on a starter in this game is really bad because there's like, you'd have to save and then there'd be a 2-minute cutscene, and that like text cutscenes, just like mashing through text and stuff, and then you would get it, and then you'd finally be able to look at the stats, and if it's not good, then it would take another 2 minutes. But it's about the same speed as doing Ninetales, probably a little bit faster, but it's super negligible. Just because Ninetales is really good. And the other main route, at least in Sword, is Ninetales, where you would obviously catch a Vulpix and evolve into Ninetales, and then we would have an all-star moveset on it, which is very cool. I don't want to spoil too much, because yeah, it's cool. But the we can get up to like a level 13 if we're really lucky. Full picks, and it would have really good stats. So if we're like super lucky, it would be really nice, and the run would, I don't want to say free, but it would be pretty easy to finish under estimate.
Yeah, that's honestly, so that's worth mentioning. My estimate, as you can see on the screen, is 1 hour and 45 minutes. My PB for this category is just over 1 hour 31. So that's like 14, almost 15 minutes of leeway. But trust me when I say that it is important to have that, because there is a lot of RNG that can really mess with you in this game, that can really swing it one way or another. We actually saw that yesterday. I got to run the same game and category for Speed Stuff for Charity, where I actually went over estimate still, with a little outside of my control, because we just got like the worst possible luck on everything that we could imagine. So it was pretty terrible.
Everything was bad except for like Blissey's, I think.
Yeah, Blissey's was actually fine, which we'll get into what that means later on, much later into the run. But like we got a lot of like move misses, and we got some like 30% chance RNG things that we got thrown at us. It was a lot. So hopefully, if we do even marginally better, it's going to be a great day.
Yeah, there was a point where he even got an 85% accurate move. It missed 4 times in a row.
Mm-hmm. I
did the math, and I think that is about 0.05% chance.
Yeah.
That is so unlucky.
yeah, we missed an 85% accurate move 4 times in a row. So that messed us up, and we lost some key matchups and all that. So it was a little brutal. But again, if it goes even marginally better, I will be very happy. One thing I always love to point out in this game, if you've played Pokemon in the past, you'll know that your rival, who in this case is Hop, who's who we're fighting here, usually will pick the starter Pokemon that is strongest against you, so they can defeat you a little easier. Therefore, like if I pick Sobble, you would think Hop would pick Grookey, the grass type, because grass is strong against water. However, in this game, our rival actually picks the weaker of the versions. So Hop picks Scorbunny, and then Leon, the champion, the other person on the screen with the longer hair and the cape, will pick the one that's strongest against you, because he ends up being the champion you fight in the end. However, we don't fight Leon at all in this category. We do fight Hop once here and then one other time later on. Let's see what our stats are. Special attack is
and each
bad.
time the Hop fight takes forever because he just says stuff for no reason.
Hop loves to talk, for sure. For example, if we got a critical hit in this run somewhere, that would be we would waste a good chunk of time, because he would love to talk about how he got a critical hit. Sorry about the dog barking in the background, by the way.
Yeah, Hop would just spend 5 minutes being like, "You got a critical hit. You're not good. You're just carried. You're just carried. You're just good. You're carried. You're good.
Try getting good and get back."
Yeah, I'm gonna use my super effective move, and then it's like he does 2 damage with Pound, and it's like, okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing. But that's Hop down. We defeated Hop. Yeah, again, pretty simple fight there. Nothing too wild to deal with. We will fight Hop again one more time a little bit later on, and he will add to his party by 1, but again, it will not be too much of a consequence for us. If it wasn't clear, by the way, yeah, we are going to be doing the Ninetales route of this game. Just like Ness said, I personally think it's a little bit more marathon safe to not have to reset for Sobbles, or depend on a backup Sobble if need be. I would rather just get a good Vulpix, or if I catch a Vulpix that's not good enough, I can very quickly catch another one. It's not a big deal. So we will be doing that Ninetales category. But for
realistically, you can do any route you want. You can pick whatever Pokemon you want to do and then do a run with it. But these are just the 2 most competitively viable times or routes.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it does. Just because we stick with one, or catch a Ninetales or Vulpix / Ninetales, doesn't mean that's what you have to do, of course. But just like Ness says, these are the most competitively viable for leaderboard times, just because they're a little bit faster. So as we enter this slumbering weld here, this is basically an extended interactive cutscene. All of these encounters that pop up here are scripted. They will always pop up in the same spot. They'll always be the same Pokemon, so it's going to be Squovit, and then we're going to have 2 more, Rookidee and then another Squovit. The only thing that we can do to save time here is hopefully this Rookidee does not have the Unnerve ability. Let me see. It did not, so that saves us a second. If
World record pace.
Yeah, we're on WR pace for sure. Though I hit that that door cutscene, so probably not. But
You're on second place.
second place pace. But yeah, if that Rookidee had the ability Unnerve, it would tell us. It would be a Rookidee's Unnerve makes it so you don't have the ability to use berries, and then that would be an extra text box that we do not need to deal with, but it didn't have it. So yeah, good pace. And then we're just going to head into the fog here, where we'll be placed in a faux battle with one of the legendary Pokemon in the game. I call it that because it is a battle in the sense like it's a 1v1 and I could choose moves and stuff like that, but the moves have no effect and I just have to wait. Just continuously try to use a move for 3 turns while the screen turns progressively more and more white from the fog. So it's basically just a cutscene. If we happen to have had any donations or updates to our incentives or bid wars, now's a good time as we have like a minute or 2 here.
Absolutely. So we actually have one more donation that's come in from our last runner, Quillin All the Fish, for $50, saying, "Here's the $25 I promised for my 25 damage and
Sorry about that.
and 20. You're good. And $25 more for my parents who matched it. Thank you all for having me. SDAT is amazing, and I can't wait for the next one. CJ, I hope you like some items. Thank you so much, Quillin All the Fish." Right now, it looks like for the bid war, we've got $80 towards Squirtle and $35 towards Bulbasaur. So Squirtle is in the lead, but if anyone in the audience wants to change the tide of that, then you still have plenty of time to get those in.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for that update. I will say the run that we did yesterday, Bulbasaur did end up winning the bid war. So if we did get Squirtle, now it's a nice change of pace, but there are a lot of Bulbasaur fans out there. So,
he's just a little dude.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, I love Bulbasaur, you know. I love Squirtle too, honestly. I love both of them. You can't really go wrong in my opinion. But yeah, if you want Bulbasaur to try and catch up here and you want to see some Bulbasaur in action, yeah, get your donations in. You know? If you want to ensure Squirtle gets some action, you might want to also get your donations in because Bulbasaur game comes out strong usually.
Yeah, actually, I was talking about this yesterday. I just absolutely love Pokemon. They're just little dudes. They're just little guys vibing, you know? Mm-hmm. Like Bulbasaur, he's just a little dude. You know, like Wooper, just a little guy.
Yep.
Love those guys.
They're just vibing. They're just happy to be there for the most part.
Yeah, like that Wooloo. What a dude. Just, you know, there's not a thought behind those eyes.
No. Clearly, because it rolled itself into the fence repeatedly so far that it got through the fence, which is the whole reason why we went in there to begin with. So, definitely vibing.
Exactly.
So we talked to Mom here, just to get our money, get our journey started, you know, classic Pokemon stuff. And then we actually head out to Route 1 for the first time, where we'll see some wild Pokemon. What we're going to want to hopefully get on Route 1 is we're going to want to catch a level 5 or 6 Wooloo. If we catch a level 5 or 6 Wooloo, we'll actually level up to level 8, because in this game, like some previous generations, you don't only get experience from defeating Pokemon, you also get experience from catching them. So if we get a level 5 or 6 Wooloo, that will hit level 8. So hopefully we get that. Regardless, we're going to catch something. So we did find a Wooloo here, so hopefully it's level 5 or 6. We're going to catch it regardless. Level 6, nice. So that's going to get us to level 8.
Yeah, yesterday, it was really unfortunate. He just ran through the whole thing, and there was just no Wooloos, and they're pretty common.
Yeah, they're not uncommon in this route, but not a Wooloo to be seen. Just Squirvits and Rookidees. But yeah, we got a level 6 one there. You can see we leveled up to 8. The reason why we would want to catch something regardless, even if a Wooloo didn't pop up, is that if we catch something before we get to Route 2, the next round, it will actually get a catching tutorial that would be put on by Leon. Leon sees that we already have caught something, therefore we don't need a tutorial on how to catch something, so it saves us quite a bit of time.
Yeah, so that's the main time save, but it also helps out with experience, because in the experience route for this, not to get like too far ahead of myself, but Later on, we're going to need to catch a Pokemon that's about level 12 or something. And if in this game, if the Pokemon that you send out is higher level than the Pokemon you're trying to catch, the chance of catching it drastically increases by like a lot.
Yes,
So
that's true.
that's a bit of a part of the main experience route for Sobble.
And we learned that from experience because I accidentally made a small misplay yesterday and made it so that Sobble did not get enough experience, so it was under-leveled, and therefore we had to try and catch something with a level lower than than level 12, and it took me like 6 balls as opposed to getting it on the first try. So it was a lot. Also, shout out to Yamper. Yamper is adorable.
I love the little guy.
hmm If electric corgis were real, I would definitely want one.
I'm just going to chime in to second that.
Yes. Yeah, I mentioned this yesterday as well. I'm a big dog Pokemon guy. Like, if I was a Pokemon trainer in real life, I would just have like an all-dog team. My favorite Pokemon is Arcanine.
My team would just be like dudes, just
Little
chilling.
dudes.
Yeah, so like I would probably be like, you know, like realistically like Gym 6, because I like letting people win, but I wanna bully people sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
I want to be like Tate and Liza, you know.
Oh, Tate and Liza. That's more than sometimes. They're particularly mean.
Exactly. Like I want to have like a Wooper, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want to have like a Behem, just like absolutely body everything.
Yes. I get that. I fully get that. So we grab a rare candy, which we will use probably later on for something. I don't exactly know what it will be yet. It just kind of depends on what the game decides to throw at us. Then we have to go into this Pokemon Center for like a tutorial story-based reason. We want to make sure to click Of Course Not, otherwise Hop will give us like a 15-second tour of the Pokemon Center and everything that's in it, which we do not need, but we do run to the PC there to deposit the Wooloo, and then we head back out. We do not need the Wooloo for anything else besides that initial XP and skipping the, what's it called? The tutorial, the catch tutorial. Forgot what it was for a second.
Yeah, so we actually don't even use a Pokemon Center. Like, we don't heal at a Pokemon Center this entire run.
Nope.
It's really cool.
In fact,
there's just enough free heals to get us through.
We will only be in a Pokemon Center one more time, and we won't even heal there. We'll just, we'll be using somebody else in there. Not going to spoil it. We'll be talking to somebody else.
Yeah. We're gonna be buying X items. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pokemon speedrunning.
Yeah, X items. That's another fun fight. If you do the Ninetales route, no X items. Don't need any. So if you hate X items, Ninetales might be for you.
I think Sobble does use some X items, but it's definitely not as bad since it's a fairly early game like category.
Yeah.
You don't really get over like level 25.
Yeah, instead of buying 27x accuracies or whatever, you might buy you might buy like 5 things. It's not a lot. So us being level 8 is really good here, not only because we get more experience, but it actually makes this particular fight go a little bit faster. So now that we're level 8, we are going to either 2 or 3 shot. It looks like 3 shot because our special attack's not great. This Squovit. If we were level 7 still, we would 3 or 4 shot. So based off of this special attack, we would have had to 4 shot the Squovit, but now we're going to 3 shot it, so it saves us a turn. Though we did get crit on, so that's a little slow.
At least it wasn't Hop.
Yeah, at least it wasn't Hop. So yeah, guaranteed the 3 turn. But yeah, it can be as fast as 2 turns if you're level 8 and your special attack is high.
Look at this kid.
Yeah, the
This
drip.
has drip.
The drip, for sure. For sure. And if you missed it, because it was kind of towards the last minute, don't worry. We will, we'll see similar... Oh, Yamper. Well, I can't be mad. You're just so cute. But ran directly in my path here. I'm gonna donate, oh, you know what? Yesterday I did the same thing, donate $5 for every encounter I accidentally hit, but I forgot to donate, so I still gotta do that for SpeedDocs. I mean, for Speed Stuff for Charity, and then I will also do the same thing for SpeedDocs. So $5 per accidental encounter, so that's 5 already. This fight here is kind of annoying. So Blipbug stinks, unfortunately, because all it uses is Struggle Bug, which is a move that lowers our special attack, which means that our water gun is going to hit less. And we got crit again. Thanks, game. It doesn't matter for health, it's just slow. So now our special attack is lowered, makes defeating this trainer's second Pokemon, which is a Nickit, that much slower. The only possible way you can one-shot that Blipbug is if you are level 9 already, for one, and your special attack is so high, and you hit a 1 in 16 range. So it's not very likely to happen.
Each one of those is not very likely.
Yeah. Or, of course, if like, your special attack is high and you crit, obviously that'll help too.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing it without a crit is very, very good.
Yeah.
Unless you're like level 10, I guess. But
yeah, then you have to grind to get up to that level, which isn't even worth it. Okay, so we get through that. Also worth mentioning, as you can see as I'm walking on the right here, so encounters work a little bit differently in this game. They take a little bit out of the Let's Go / Pokemon Go book, which is instead of just like wandering through a grass patch and then Pokemon randomly popping up sometimes, you can actually see all of the wild Pokemon in the grass area in front of you, which means that we don't have to bother with things such as repels, because we can just dodge them instead. Occasionally, though, like what happened with me, Pokemon will just run directly in your way, so you can't really do anything about that. But yeah, it makes it so it's not usually an issue. So another cutscene here. This is the professor of the region, which her name is, I'm gonna think of it. Is it Magnolia, or is that a different one?
it's Magnolia.
Magnolia, yeah. I couldn't remember if Magnolia was a different gen. But yeah. And then this leads directly into our second fight with Hop, but we did get a free heal from the professor. So we're going into this fight full health. This fight is inconsequential in terms of like us. We have no chance of dying, is what I'm trying to say. Like it's a non-fight basically. We just water gun to win. But a few things can happen that can slow us down. One, if we get a crit that is useless, Hop will talk about crits while it obviously not being important, so that'll waste time. Also, when we get to Hop's Score Bunny, it can either use Tackle or Ember. If Hop chooses to use Ember, what that means is that he'll also have like a weird dialogue, like our powers burn bright or something, blah blah blah. Wow, our special attack is horrible if we have to 3-shot the Wooloo. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, that must be like horrid special attack, or we just got like 2 pitiful rolls, but it's probably a combo of the 2. But it doesn't.
I don't remember what your special attack was when you were level 6, so I can't really help.
Because I'm doing the Ninetales route, it really doesn't matter. I don't pay attention to the stats that much, but just based off things that normally happen. Luckily we got the Tackle, so we did not get the Ember voice line, which is good.
Yeah, not getting the Ember voice line is like just like 5 seconds of free time save.
Yeah, it takes a long time. He does like this anime pose and stuff. Don't need it.
Well, maybe some people need it, just not us.
Not speedrunners don't need it. Yeah. Like in the end, if you're playing the game casually, you know what? Go for it. Like if that's what you're into. Okay. So yeah, so that fight went basically as fast as it could beyond having like, the bad luck with the Wooloo. But otherwise, pretty good. That's Hop. We now have another long cutscene where they talk about we're going to see these falling stars, and then we're introduced to Dynamaxing and stuff, which is the gimmick move of this generation. Basically, you use this Dynamax band, and your Pokemon get huge and a lot stronger and affect the environment and stuff like that. We will be doing one Dynamax battle later on in the run, but it's not going to be for a while. Other than that,
big if true.
Yeah, big if true, and it is true. So therefore, will be big.
Giant.
Yeah. Other than that, we're just going to get through this cutscene and start heading back with the way we came through Route 2. So if we do have any more donations, incentives, plugs, want to talk about the charity, anything like that, now is a good time as we have a couple minutes.
Absolutely. We actually got $10 towards the bid war from Spicy with just the caption Bulbasaur Supremacy. So thank you so much for that donation, Spicy. And that brings the current bid war to $80 for Squirtle and $45 for Bulbasaur. So we are getting a little bit more traction for Bulbasaur. I guess we'll see which one you end up working with today.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't have like splits or a timer up in front of me, but if I had to guess, we're somewhere in like the 25 to 27 mark. So that means we probably have like 30-ish minutes left on the run, roughly before that bid war would close. So Bulbasaur is catching up. I think Bulbasaur could take it. It would not surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah, I mean,
Bulbasaur takes a lot of these.
Yeah, kind of like what you were saying before. Personally, I love all the OG starters, but Squirtle Squad lives on in my heart with so much joy. So if Squirtle won, I would not be at all disappointed.
Yeah. I ultimately both choices are great, but yeah, I would love to see Bulbasaur catch up a little bit, just to keep things interesting and keep things lively, you know.
Absolutely, and I'll keep you posted if there are any other updates there. But everyone, just keep those donations coming in. Again, it's for a really good cause.
Yep, Save the Children is a great cause, great organization. As we mentioned, we're going to be heading back the way we came. And we didn't mention it the first time through, but I will mention it this time. That walking behind this bike there makes it so... I mean, behind the rock, not a bike. What? It's a rock. Walking behind the rock makes it so that we dodge one of the trainers, so we don't have to fight them. And then we're just being careful not running into wild Pokemon. On our way back as well, we will be making one pit stop. Sorry for... Oh, almost. Ooh, jeez. I clicked my stick down and did the whistle. Sorry, I'm just going to mute for a second.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're just going to be
Should be
going
good.
back to like the town. It should be fairly straightforward, right?
Yeah, the only thing I was going to say is we're going to make one tiny pit stop at this berry salesman down here.
Yeah, I was just
get
about to
some
mention
berries.
that. We're going to be getting a Pekka Berry and a Cherry Berry, I think, right?
Yep, we're going to get 11 Pekka berries just to be safe. / it's faster to buy 11 than it is to buy like 5.
Yeah.
But we only need one cherry berry, that's all we need.
Yeah, so the Cherry Berry is for one specific battle, for one specific instance. That's not even guaranteed to happen, but it's just always good to be safe. So eventually you'd be equipping it to just be safe, because, you know, it's a Pokemon run, you gotta be safe. But the Pekka Berries are for basically the entire Isle of Armor, just because you can get poisoned a lot since the antagonist of the DLC in this version is a Poison type trainer. She can absolutely body you.
Yes. I will mention as well, so there is one particular fight where paralysis... So Cherry Berry heals paralysis. And there's one particular fight that it happens relatively often enough. However, we do start the game with one Cherry Berry already, so normally you wouldn't need it. But this route, basically what's going to happen is as we enter the wild area, we're going to try our best to defeat an Onix. And that Onix can paralyze you. It's very unlikely, but it can. So that Cherry Berry is just to heal it off should that happen, more or less. So that's why we have two, because there's technically two instances where we could get paralyzed, but one is very unlikely.
Also, keep Trackburn. Well, I mean, he's gone, but
Don't worry, we'll
Still?
see Trackburns again.
love that guy.
Yeah, Trackburns is the train station worker who has train tracks shaved into his sideburns. If you missed it once, don't worry, we will see Trackburns again. But yeah, keep an eye out. Trackburns is love, Trackburns is life. We are given something here as well that is very useful, which is a portable PC box, basically, so that we don't have to go to a Pokemon Center to deposit or withdraw Pokemon anymore. We can do it right from our menu, which is great, because we will need to utilize that for some things later on. Also, at the very, very, very beginning of my run, before the timer started even, we had the specific date and time set, and that is specifically mainly for this area. So when we walk into this area, that Onix will be there that we're going to try to defeat, and it will be raining, which means that it will boost the power of Water-type moves. So that is why we set it for exactly when we did. If we lose to
so-
this Onyx, you can go into that some if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so the strat used to be, we would just like lose to Death Warp, but if we win, it would actually give us a bunch of XP since Onyx is like level 20, I think. Almost 30. But yeah, so we would lose because it's very easy to lose this fight, and then we'd be able to get sent all the way to the other side of the wild area to collect some items, and then Death Warp back, and then find a Vulpix. But if we actually win, we get a lot of experience, and he just won.
Yep.
You don't win every time, basically. It's really unlikely, but getting the experience is really nice. It's super nice.
Yeah, it's really nice, and I'm actually excited that it happened this way because defeating that Onyx is definitely not a sure thing. In fact, I would say it's more like it's about 50-50. So Onyx has 2 moves that can kill you and 2 moves that won't. We actually got a Dragon's Breath crit, but Dragon's Breath is a move that would not have killed regardless if it crit or not. If we had got hit with a Rock Slide, we would have died in 1 shot. That's the other move. And the other 2 moves that Onyx has are like Curse and I forget, some kind of defensive-based move, I think.
Maybe like Screech?
Yeah. Let's see. So we're gonna... That was a Vulpix, right? Yeah, okay. So let's see what we get here.
But yeah, walking all the way isn't even that bad, just because we have the experience now, so don't have to worry about anything.
That's too low. So in this area, we actually can get slightly higher level Vulpixes than the area we would get a Vulpix in if we had died. We would be hoping for a level 9 to 10 in that area. We can get all the way up to 13 here, if we're lucky. 12 is great, though. We'll take 12.
Yeah, 12, 13 is what I was talking about here.
Yeah.
So if we beat the Onyx and we have to walk all the way over, we would get the possibility for 12s and 13s, which really makes the end of the game, mid-game and end of game, quite a bit easier. Basically, until we get Kung Fu.
Yep.
And I'm very happy that it worked out like this. Hopefully, the stats are good.
Honestly, because it's so high level, it doesn't fully matter.
Yeah.
Because we're slightly over leveled than what we would be if we had a level 9 or 10. But I am going to check just to be safe.
Because you don't want like a 0 IV speed.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see, level 12, right? This is a great Vulpix.
Really?
Yeah, this is a really good one. It's
good.
medium or plus on both. Special attack and speed, which are the main 2 stats that matter. So that's great. We're going to head out of here and across the way there to that bridge. Because we're going to cross the bridge and over there will be a Firestone, which will be very useful. And that will evolve our Vulpix into a Ninetales, which is great.
So if Conception died to the Onyx, he would have Death Warped, like I said before, and then he would have had to change the date again to find to find a Vulpix, I think.
Yeah, because the Vulpix would not have popped up in that area if it was raining. I would have had to change it to a date where it would be sunny, and then a Vulpix would pop up. But changing the date to where it was rainy in that area where I fought the Onyx also made it so where that nearby area would be sunny as soon as I transferred over. So it's a very, very important date if you end up defeating the Onyx, because that means you save having to change the date more than once, which is good.
Yeah, it doesn't really save that much time, but it's still a sizable amount of time going into your switch settings, then changing the date, and
Yeah, exactly.
So it's pretty good.
Alright, so we're going to pick up the Firestone here. We're actually going to do an extra menu. I could have done this earlier, where we're going to actually deposit Sobble. We don't need it at the moment. And that is mainly because we're also going to do a Death Warp here to get back to the front area. Oh, is that Delcatty? Oh, I thought that was a Skorupi. It looked like the tail of a Skorupi. Purloin. Purloin's... I would think Purloin could kill us. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. If it takes too long, I'll just run away. Skorupi is particularly good because it has a lot of damaging moves. This should be fine, though. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so we're not going to Death Warp. And another thing that we would do as well if we had died to the Onyx is because we would have had a weaker Vulpix. We would also have done another optional wild Pokemon fight with a Ninjask to train up the Ninetales a little bit.
Yeah, the Ninjask fight is actually pretty cool, I think, because Ninjask is such a glass cannon. You can kill one if you get moderately lucky at like level 10 or whatever.
Yeah, and it only really so it has. I think it has Scratch and like Fury Swipes or something like that, Fury Cutter or something. You'd have to get hit like every possible turn for that to matter, but it can happen. Otherwise, that fight is not really consequential as well. So not too bad. Okay, so we're evolving our Vulpix. We also equipped a Cherry Berry onto it for later on. That's for a fight later on, so just saves us a menu since we can do it now. And then we went back to Wedgehurst, and we're back in the Pokemon Center. We're actually going to talk to this person we're standing right in front of, because they are a move learner. And if you want to talk a little bit about what we do here, that would be a great time while I focus on actually setting the right moves.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in this game, there is a move learner, obviously, like every other Pokemon game. But if you have a Stone Evolution Pokemon, you're able to talk to the move learner to get every move that you missed out on from the previous evolution, right? So, say you get like a Whimsicott and you give it Sunstone or whatever, at level 1, and you don't have any moves on it. You'd be able to get all the moves that you want on it by level 2. This is the same exact thing. So we caught a Vulpix at level 12. We gave it a Firestone, and we're giving it all the moves that we need for the rest of the run, and like all free of charge and fairly quick.
Yeah, I think there has been something like this in previous gens, and it doesn't even have to be restricted to stone-based Pokemon. I think there's just like a move learner person in previous gens, but like the price to relearn a move would be like a heart scale or something like relatively hard to find valuable in the game. This one is just free. They just give it to you for free, which is interesting.
Yeah, but in terms of the moveset, we got Nasty Plot, which I think increases special attack by a stage.
Correct, yeah.
We have Flamethrower, which is just I think 80 power, 100 accuracy fire type move. We have Fire Blast, which is an 85% accurate, 120 power fire type move, right?
Yep.
And then we have Safeguard, which protects against status moves or status ailments for 5 turns, right?
Yeah, 5 turns.
Yeah, and we use all of them at least like once because they're all like extremely useful for the entire middle game.
Yep. We got the burn too. Okay, so because our Ninetales is such a high level, we caught it at level 12. Not only did we not need to boost it in terms of like getting experience to get through the game, but level 12 is exactly what we needed to meet that threshold for catching this Slowpoke. We cannot progress the story unless we specifically catch this Slowpoke, not even just like, we can't defeat it and move on, we have to catch it. So we would need at least a level 12 Pokemon, which are, if we had caught in a lower level Vulpix and Ninetales, we have a Sobble that's level 13. So we would have kept the Sobble and then swapped to it when it was time to throw the ball, to make it so that would have been easier to catch. But because our Ninetales was already at level 12, it wasn't an issue. So easy peasy.
Yeah, so we saved time on like the Switch, and then we saved time on like 2 turns, I think. It's very nice. And here's now, I don't think we need Sobble for the rest of the run. But yeah, track burns.
Yep, track burns. Yeah, we will not be using Sobble's not coming out of the box the rest of the run. We do have a Slowpoke in our inventory, which we'll deposit as soon as we get to the Isle of Armor. We are officially out of the base game, by the way. We're into the DLC.
Can we get an 07 in the chat for all the water-type Pokemon?
Yes. Though, fun fact, this Slowpoke is a Galarian Slowpoke, which is not a water type. So...
I forgot about that, okay.
Yeah, it is a Poison Psychic type, yep.
Yeah, Poison Psychic. Well,
which is actually really important
for the Pokemon.
It's actually really important for the Ninetales route because all these fire-based moves that we use would really stink because we deal with a lot of oops, not back. We deal with a lot of Slowpokes, so that would be a problem if it was water type.
So now that we're on the Isle of Armor, I think pretty soon we're gonna have to be fighting Clara, right?
Correct. Which you saw her a little bit, but you're gonna see her again in just a second here. So Clara is exactly our main protagonist on the Isle of Armor. She's got that poison type trainer drip with the purple and the green. You can tell that's what she's into.
The like moth.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. I always forget about that. But yeah, if we were playing the Shield version, this would be a different character entirely named Avery, who is a psychic type specialist. So that would definitely change.
Avery is not as good.
No, not as much drip for sure.
Avery looks like a private school kid when, like, Clara looks alt as heck. I love Clara.
Exactly. I really like Clara's aesthetic for sure. We do a quick stop at that shop to get some potions and some awakenings. Both of them will be important for later. And then we're going to fight Clara for the first time. This is not a life or death kind of fight, really. It's pretty inconsequential, especially because I don't think Ninetales is even weakened at the moment. I think Ninetales is full health. So yeah, it's not much is going to happen. We're going to use Nasty Plot for our first move on the Ventipede. Ventipede is going to use like Poison Tail or Poison Jab or whatever poison move it uses, which does have a chance of poisoning us. But even if we're poisoned, it's not a big deal because we're going to get a free heal pretty soon after this fight. So Nasty Plot just to bump up our special attack. Poison Tail, yeah. Always happens. This is all scripted. And then we're going to Flamethrower, which obviously is going to destroy Ventipede. And since our special attack is decent enough, I'm pretty sure we will be able to one-shot the Slowpoke that comes out next. There is a chance that it two-shots, but again, it's not really a problem if it does, besides being a little slower.
Yeah, this is just a range, right?
Yeah, it's a range, and also you can come into this at different levels, too. You can come into this as low as level 11 up to like level 13, so it just kind of depends on where you enter, and also depends on your stats for your special attack. But we came in at level 12 right in the middle, and I think, yeah, and I believe I have a pretty good special attack stat, so no problem. Skated right through that Slowbro. Slowpoke, rather. Slowbro is later, unfortunately. But we'll get into that when we get into that.
Yeah, so there isn't too much until we get into the dojo, but it's just going to be a little cutscene and then walking.
Yeah. Yeah, which we can talk about lore-wise, so like what's going on. So basically the entirety of the Isle of Armor revolves around this dojo that's on the island. We're going to enter the dojo, we're going to become part of the dojo, and basically to be like part of the dojo you have to complete these 3 challenges. Which is basically the bulk of the story that we're going to be doing. And if you complete the 3 challenges, you're awarded with what is called the Island Armor, or the Armor of the Isle. Which we'll see a little bit what that is.
Yeah, and by joining the dojo, we legally have to take their drip. And, ooh, it is drip. It is a fire fit.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely better than the... I mean, no offense to this sweater dress combo that we got going on, but... the dojo outfit, it has way more drip, for sure.
Yeah, it looks like our mom dressed us, and then we have to go to our first day of school.
Yes, exactly.
The dojo drip, oh, it is yellow and black and white. Oh, that is so nice. It is such a nice color combination.
I'll also point out, so this person in the green here that's in front of us, her name is Honey. Her husband runs the dojo, and his name is Mustard.
Put 2 and 2 together. I'm not going to say it out loud.
Yeah, I'm not going to spell it out for you, chat, but you can understand what they're going for here, right?
Yeah, it's the same exact thing. Like, the antagonist here, her name is Clara, and then the other one is Avery. They're a condiment, obviously. They're also a condiment. Everyone in here is a condiment. Yeah. I can't even say that with a straight face.
Yeah, I actually, so I like me and Nestor talking. I haven't eaten yet today before this run, but I think I might go stop by my local burger joint and get a burger with extra Claire Avery on it.
Yeah, it's like secret sauce, but it's just like worse because it's this look.
I can't even imagine the look you would get if you tried to order a burger with Clara Avery on it. But so stupid. But this is Mustard, by the way, in the green jacket. Just want to say one thing about Mustard, and that is eyebrows.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
You're gonna see it in just a second. Not this little kid. Not this little kid. That's not Mustard. That would also be a little strange. That is their child, I think. I actually don't remember lore-wise because the kid plays nothing into it. But yeah, here's Mustard, and more importantly, here's Mustard's eyebrows. Glorious. So we have to fight Mustard here to like gain official entry in the dojo. Kind of, let me see what you got, kind of deal. Now, 95% of the time, this fight goes as scripted, which is that so Mustard leads with a Minfu. What's going to happen is I'm going to attempt to use a nasty plot first turn, but Minfu is going to use Fake Out, which is a priority move that also causes me to flinch. I will flinch, so then I will try to use nasty plot again. Then I'm going to get hit with Force Palm, which could paralyze me or it could not, just depends. And then I'm going to hit a Fire Blast, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll also mention, because it's a flinch, you can use any move, but it's just fastest to use Nasty Plot since it's in slot 1.
Yep, and if Minfu had chosen not to, because... Oh, wow. Yeah, we're going to die. Maybe not? Can we survive? Because we're high enough level? Okay, yeah. So usually you cannot survive 2 hits. That's why I was a little confused for a second. But yeah, so that's an 85% accurate move, Fire Blast. Of course, we've already missed one. Great luck for me. But yeah, another reason why you want to use Nasty Plot first is if on the off chance he doesn't use Fake Out, then you can get set up earlier. So that's always a good idea. Like I said, 95% of the time, this is exactly how it goes. Not the Fire Blast miss, but like this is like the order of moves. This is how it goes.
Yeah, you're just carried because you got lucky earlier. Just carried.
Yeah. This Ninetales is carrying us. This is a beefy Ninetales, is what it is. Like, this is just like a strong Ninetales.
This is just a good Ninetales. Yeah, this is like a good, strong marathon Ninetales.
Yeah. Like, all 9 of those tails had, like, weights that they were just lifting up, doing curls.
Yeah, like, each one of those singular tails on Ninetales can do, like, 10 squats in 30 seconds. Wait, that's like
squats.
Wait. 100 squats in like 30 seconds.
I was thinking more curls. Squats implies it has legs or something.
Yeah,
the tails have legs.
They're beefy. Each one of them, they're so beefy. They go to the gym every day.
So beefy, the tails have legs. The disturbing thought.
Exactly.
We do have the drip on, by the way, and it actually is an important plot point because Clara here is jealous that she doesn't have the drip. So she's given an outfit, but however, it is stolen by something really, really fast. Who could it have been? What could it have been? Well, it couldn't have been the Slowpokes, because Slowpokes are notoriously slow, so that just doesn't make sense. It had to be something quick that stole it. I don't know. I don't fully remember lore-wise. Oh, wait! These Slowpokes are insanely fast for some reason. Wildly fast, I should say.
Fast poke.
Fast pokes. And that is Challenge 1. Challenge 1 is to defeat each of those 3 fast pokes to get a piece of Claire's uniform back and then return it to her. That's Challenge 1. Now, the reward for completing Challenge 1 is the Bulbasaur or the Squirtle. So last-minute donations, get in there if you want to see Squirtle over Bulbasaur. It's important, so get those last-minute donations in if that's what you want. We're going to keep the drip, but we do not get a free heal here, so we're definitely going to heal, especially we're super low. I'm going to actually do 2 potions here, just because I almost certainly have to heal again anyway, so not even going to bother.
Yeah, I was about to say, you were like 20 yesterday and you healed, so
yeah,
you're at 6.
Yeah, and like these Slowpoke fights, they're not dangerous in terms of me dying. Like they're they're reactionary. But you can get bad enough luck that you have to continuously heal in the fight, or you can get put to sleep a bunch, or poisoned, or something. A lot can happen, basically.
Well, also, I mean, there was a little bit of a risk of dying when you missed 4 in a row, 4 Fire Blasts.
Right, yeah, but the risk is so minimal that, like, I would have had to have been, like, crit 3 times or something like that. It's fine. I also forgot, I want to equip a Pekka here instead, just in case. So a little extra menu, wasted a few seconds, but that's fine. Okay, so we're heading over here. The Slowpokes are all in this version of the wild area here. You can see one in the distance running around in circles. We're going to try and hit that head on if we can. I think we can make that cycle. There we go.
Yeah, these Slowpokes are all cycle based, so you can't really skip cycle since it's just Pokemon. You just like walk for a bit.
Yeah.
So you just want to intercept as soon as possible.
Exactly. So we're going to use Nasty Plot. It's going to be the same for each of the 3 Pokemon. We're going to use Nasty Plot, and then we're going to attempt to use Fire Blast. Hopefully they hit, and then hopefully they also kill. They might not, just depending, especially these lower level ones. But that's good. That's how it's supposed to happen. The crit might have been a waste, I don't know. It might have put it over the edge, but that's how that fight is supposed to go. Yesterday, I missed every Slowpoke Fire Blast, every single one. And it was bad. It was not a good time.
That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah. But that's one down. You can see that one running around in a circle right there. We're actually not going to do that one yet. We're actually going to head to the farthest one and then head back to that one. Because of its positioning, mainly, there's a chance we might have to do a Death Warp at the end. It's actually pretty... Actually, it's almost certain because we'll need to replenish on Fire Blast PP. But, yeah, there's a chance that we'll have to do Death Warp there, and it's right next to a Pokemon we could Death Warp off of pretty easily. And it's also that much closer to the area if we didn't have to Death Warp. So it's just better to do it that way.
Also, right next to each other, there is a Talonflame and a Dreadnought. Like, is that like a Pokemon Unite reference?
Yeah, it seems that way. Just the early tease of Pokemon Unite.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, see, yeah, so, that's unfortunate. So we hit the Fire Blast, but it wasn't enough damage. So that crit in the first turn was actually useful, so that's good to know. That's fine, that Fire Blast is going to get disabled. So a little slow, but not the end of the world. Still got through. That's honestly pretty normal. There's a lot of variables in these Slowpoke fights that can go wrong, so statistically it probably will. So that doesn't surprise me that we didn't... very not often do I get like 3 perfect Slowpoke fights. Does not happen very often. It always looks like you can hit that cycle with the Slowpoke, but you usually cannot. Shout out to Wooper as well. Oh, I thought I was gonna miss. Okay.
I love that guy.
Yeah. So Slowpoke number 3.
$10,000, he will catch one, just for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely would do that. Without question.
Only if he gets $10,000.
Yeah. Are we even close to $10,000? I don't even know.
We're at 5,500.
Okay, I would do it at 6,000 even. I would catch one at 6,000.
Oh, this.
All right, so we got pretty good luck with the Slowpokes, but we do have to Death Warp here because we need to replenish our Fire Blast VP because we did miss. Well, we didn't. We missed one basically. If we had one left, that would be fine. But yeah, we gotta get tanked by this Dreadnought.
I have a weird problem with Dreadnought's design, and I don't know if I'm weird for this, and I don't know if I'm the only person that thinks this, but Dreadnought looks like a Bakugan. I'm being completely serious.
Yeah, honestly, I can see it.
It's just weird.
Dreadnought
does not look like a Pokemon.
No, he doesn't. You might be wondering why this water gun is not doing much damage to me. It is because we are in a sunny area at the moment, which weakens the efficacy of water-type moves. Because you would think if I got hit with a water gun, I'd just get straight tanked, but nope. Unfortunately, that was a slow Death Warp, too. Our health, because the Slowpokes went so well, our health was a little bit too high. Did Death Warp quickly. We're going to go ahead and close the bid war now, by the way, Ruby. If you could do a last refresh and tell me what ended up winning, that would be wonderful.
Yep, let me go ahead and refresh. Yep, so we ended at Squirtle 80 and Bulbasaur 45, so Squirtle is our winner.
Alright, Squirtle it is.
It's been a while since I've seen Squirtle win.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with that. So we got Bulbasaur yesterday, we got Squirtle today. We love variety.
Variety is the spice of Pokemon speedruns.
Variety is the spice of rice. Also, Squirtle says drip straight up. So, that's Squirtle's voice line there.
That's sick, actually.
Yeah. Pretty rad. Alright, and, well, let me get through this. Get Squirtle. Yeah, so really shout out to the water types. We got the Squirtle, we started with Sobble. Slowpoke is a water type in an alternate universe, you know. All right.
Wow.
Wow. One thing I love about this game, I always bring this up too, is that anytime you have a choice of Pokemon, so like your starter, when you choose your starter Pokemon, or when we choose between Squirtle and Bulbasaur here, this game makes sure that it's not like other Pokemon games in the past where that ball just gets left on the table for the entirety of your game, just completely neglected. Like, we pick Squirtle, but Honey is going to take care of Bulbasaur. She makes a point of it. So, and then like all 3 starters in this game get chosen or taken care of by somebody. So, no, nothing goes neglected, which I appreciate.
Also, I like the color coordination between Honey and Bulbasaur.
Oh yeah. So thank you so much for donating towards that bid war. That being said, we're going to deposit Squirtle for now. For now, does not have much use at the moment, but will later on.
Also, just to plant some commentary points for later, this DLC, I think this island looks pretty nice. I think it looks like, at least for like a Pokemon like Switch game, like it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's beauteous. It has beautiful nature, things of that. There's a lot to look at, a lot of beautiful things to look at, and the weather is nice right now. So
yeah,
it's like sunny.
Yeah, I'm actually like really happy with like how this looks. Like I know a lot of people, they complain about it a little bit, but I do like how this looks. And I like the vibe. I love the vibe. Vibe is immaculate, and I like the music. Music is really good. I can't hear it right now, but
yeah,
I really like the music.
Yeah, it's good. I am in full agreement. I'm in full agreement there. So Challenge 1 is completed. We are now working on Challenge 2, where in Challenge 2 what we need to do is we need to collect these things called max mushrooms in order to make a mushroom stew for a soup rather, for the entirety of the dojo. So we just have to find where they are. Luckily for us, that they're in the same spot every time, so once you figure out where they are, like if you play this game casually, then you know to go back there every time. But we were talking about it yesterday, that it's not super intuitive as to where you need to go to get the mushrooms unless you're really paying attention to the dialogue. Which a lot of RPG players and Pokemon players don't do. They just mash through dialogue so they can get to the gameplay. So it's one of those things that you gotta really, really know what you're doing.
Oh, I think I saw a max mushroom. It was an Among Us. Yes. Wait, I said that wrong. Wait, that was on purpose. No.
Come on, absolutely, come on.
I'm sorry. I can't even say the joke anymore because
we pick up 2. I'm just gonna go past it. We pick up 2 items. One is a hyper potion. The other is Moo Moo Milk. Both are HP healing items that will be used in a few of the end game battles. Pretty much some of the last trainers we fight. Then we enter this cave where those are the max mushrooms straight ahead of us. One of the unfortunate side effects of us having to do the death warp that we did before this challenge is that we're going into this fight full health, because we are going to have to stall a little bit, or take a death warp at higher health than we wanted to again. So that's the downside. But we'll make it work.
Clara runs up. It's very funny. You go to get the mushrooms, and Clara's like, "Wait!
No,
wait!
Those are my mushrooms."
Yeah, she's like, "I found them first!" And you're like, "Nah, bro."
Clearly you didn't, because I am standing closer to them, so... Like, just logistically, that's not what happened.
Yeah, and then we just have to heat her up again. This is Clara too.
This fight is the easiest of the Clara fights, to the point that, again, we have to stall a lot of times to take extra damage to get where we want to. So we safeguard first because this Slowpoke just spams Confusion. I am not going to risk that. I want to, but I'm not going to. I think I could tank one more hit there, but if I get crit, I would die, probably. So
I don't think you would die, but you would get really close.
Yeah, I'm too nervous. So we'll just go into a death warp with higher health than we wanted. It's not a big deal. But while we're stalling, basically, we just beef up with Nasty Plot so that our special attack is super high. Combined with our very beefy Ninetales, we just tank right through these Pokemon. Her last one especially is a Whirlipede, which is a bug type, so it's not like it even stood a chance against my fire type business anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's really not that great to have a super great Pokemon, just because stuff like this, where we have a bit higher health than usual to like try and do a death warp. Not a death warp, we're trying to heal after this.
Well, yeah, I mean both. We're death warping, and when we death warp, we heal. Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unconventional healing. Yeah.
And the reason, so you might be wondering, like, why do all these death warps? So, because we start the fresh 5 and get over to this area as fast as possible, that makes it so that we don't have things like fly, or surf, or a bike. So we don't move quickly. So that creates a unique challenge for the speedrun. So that way, that's why we utilize death warps so often. Is so that, not Torkoal, so that we can get back to places faster as opposed to, like, you know, flying or surfing or whatever. Are you serious? Are you really going to give me straight Torkoal on the way out? Come on. Torkoal is like literally the only Pokemon that spawns in this cave that we can't use to death warp off of. I'm actually going to come back here and see if one spawns. Oh.
Yeah, like we're trying to find like a Sandshrew or anything.
Sandshrew, Cubone. There we go. Cubone's fine. Cubone's not the Sandshrew is the best one to do it off, but Cubone or Kangaskhan are another ones that could be fine. But of course we got like 17 Torkoal.
That was actually so many Torkoal.
Yeah.
Of all the bad luck to happen, I think that one's the best one.
Yeah, that's fine. It just makes it so that this death warp takes longer. Plus, Cubone doesn't do a ton of damage, so it is a little bit slower than Sandshrew. Especially if it misses moves like that. There we go. Did I die? No. For some reason, this TV I'm using cuts off the little bit of my health bar, so I can't fully see when I die. So I just kind of have to react in the moment and see if I stay alive or not. There we go. Okay. So we death warped very slowly, but we death warped.
How many hitting moves was that?
That was a lot. So I used Fling twice, which I'm not entirely sure what Fling does, if it's a damaging move or not, but it seemed like it missed twice. Or maybe it had an effect and I wasn't paying attention. Then it used Fury
Fling
Swipes.
It throws held item, and I don't think it had a held item.
Oh, that would be why then. And then it used Fury Swipes, which is a low damaging item, and then what did he use? Retaliate at the end there. So definitely went back to Dojo. Yep, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think Sandshrew has more damaging moves, if I'm not mistaken, but Kangaskhan is ultimately the best.
Yeah, so I prefer Sandshrew because it has... So Kangaskhan has harder hitting moves, but it might not use them.
Yeah.
Sandshrew has... I think it's 3 out of 4 moves are damaging. So you will most likely get hit by damaging moves. It also has Rollout, so if it uses Rollout, it's very likely to continuously use Rollout, because Rollout increases in power the more you use it. So if it uses Rollout first turn, even if it doesn't kill you, next turn it definitely will, because it will do even more damage. But Kangaskhan would also be fine.
Yeah, Kangaskhan... I really thought like Kangaskhan's design. But yeah, this scene is funny because not only is there like the fourth wall break where you eat the soup and then... Because it's a max mushroom soup where like it gives the Pokemon like a buff in literally every stat. They compare it to like Dynamaxing, and when you eat it you're like, oh yeah, you feel Dynamax energy, and Master's just like, no,
you don't. You're a human.
You're silly. Yeah.
You can't Dynamax. You're a person.
Yeah. Not only that, it starts with Clara like running up and like, take my mushrooms instead. Mine are more important. And then they were just like, they're just mushrooms, bro.
Yeah.
They're not that important. Sure, we'll take yours, I guess, if it makes you happy. So we get to keep mushrooms.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which actually does play a small role in the speedrun route, because that means we hold on to the max mushrooms that we picked. Which max mushrooms, like Ness said, when you use them in battle, boost every stat. It's not just one stat like an X item does. It boosts every stat, so it's very useful in the battle. And we have 3 of them, and we're going to use 2 of them in battles. So it's definitely useful.
So... Oh, you can go.
That's it. It's definitely useful. That's it.
Okay. So that was the second challenge. The third challenge, I think, is just beat up Clara. Mm-hmm. Even though we've done it 2 times already, we have to do it one more time. And this fight is... it could be rough. It could be incredibly rough.
It has opportunities. Yeah, it has opportunities to go just fine. But it might not.
Yeah, hopefully it does.
Yeah.
Just in the chat, if you feel like chatting, just please say something too effective. I don't even remember what the ability is called, but
I accidentally hit B to fight Clara, so it said no.
okay.
We get to talk to Clara twice. I don't know, so I don't have a timer or splits on the screen or anything like that, but I will say that my in-game time is 4 minutes faster than it was in yesterday's run, so.
Oh, nice.
So, it's probably a good sign.
But yeah, it's quick draw, I just remembered. But yeah,
Yes.
we don't want to see quick draw. We do not.
Yes. So how this works, one, Clara tries to cheat by putting poison spikes on the field in advance so that we start the battle poisoned. However, I have a P.E.K.K.A berry equipped, so that counteracts that poison, so we don't start off roughly. She leads with a Skorupi, which just spams Poison Tail. So we're gonna hit Safeguard first, and then we're going to do a lot of setup for the fight by doing some nasty plots, but also using a Max Mushroom. And then we'll probably have to heal as well, because Skorupi does a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, so after the Skorupi, almost the entire fight is fairly easy since we're so set up. But coming into our last Pokemon, I think it's a Galarian Slowbro. It has the potential to use Quick Draw, which just makes you move, Quick Draw makes the Pokemon that has potential to go first, almost like a quick claw.
Yes.
And if it uses it, it will Dynamax, and it will be annoying to try and save it.
Very annoying. It can be done, especially because we're healing here, so I'm healing a little bit early. So it definitely can be done. We actually did do it. So yesterday we did get Quick Draw, and I still was able to win the fight, luckily. So it can happen. But it is slow, and then there's a chance it doesn't work anyway, so... So basically, to explain that a little bit further, basically what will happen, so when we fight the Galarian Slowbro, which is her last Pokemon, we will be on turn 3 of our Dynamax, which Dynamax only lasts 3 turns. So, because we're going to Dynamax right here on the Weezing. So we're going to Dynamax, then we're going to use Max Flare. Then what happens is when you use, so I'm a Fire type as a Ninetales. When I use a Fire type move while in Dynamax form, it changes the weather of the arena. So, for example, as a Fire type, I use Fire Blast. It'll make the day sunny, so it boosts the power of Fire type. If the Galarian Slowbro in Dynamax gets Quick Draw, what it'll most likely use, almost always, sometimes it doesn't, but almost always, it will use Max Geyser, a Water type move, which won't kill us because we have decently high health, and the Drought weakens the effectiveness of Fire type moves. However, when it uses Max Geyser, the same effect happens in reverse. Max Geyser makes it so that the field rains. So when it comes back to our turn, Fire-type moves are weakened. So it's not enough damage to kill it. And then we'll have to depend on de-Dynamaxing and then landing a Fire Blast next turn. So if we don't see Quick Draw, none of that matters. So hopefully we don't see it.
Landing a Fire Blast isn't that bad unless you have to depend on it. That is terrible.
Yeah. We successfully do not have Quick Draw, so we are fine. This fight is now free.
Easy game.
Yeah. But yeah. Also what can happen, not even you might miss the Fire Blast there, you can get Quick Draw a second time. So if you get Quick Draw again, you're just dead. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that happened to you one time in a marathon.
Yeah, so I've now had this run only go over estimate 2 times. One of them got cut because I had to do this Clara 3 fight 4 times. I got Quick Draw 3 times in a row. Finally, on the 4th try, I did not get Quick Draw. And I died all 3 times. But yesterday we survived it and it was just slow, and we had a lot of RNG and mistakes happen. And I finished only not too long over estimate, maybe a couple minutes, 2 or 3 minutes at most.
It was like a minute and a half, I think.
Oh yeah, not even bad. But yeah, that's Clara 3 fight went as intended, basically. So
yeah, and because that was the last challenge, we were going to be getting the Armor of the Isle or whatever it's called.
Yep. Which is, of course, a Pokemon.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to be Kubfu. Kubfu is a bear fighting type Pokemon. And it's a legendary Pokemon, so that means when we get a Kubfu, it has guaranteed 3 stats that are top IV, like max IV. For a marathon setting, because we can always over level a little bit, the only stat that really matters for us is speed. We want to make sure that we have at least 20 speed. Honestly, we want higher, because yesterday's Cubfu had 21 speed, but we ended up speed tying the last Pokemon we had to defeat. And we had to go through that fight 3 times, because we kept losing speed ties. So hopefully we don't have to deal with that again. But I can always overlevel too. But if we have lower than 20 speed at level 10, then it's not even worth it. So we're going to save there, and then we're going to talk to Mustard, who's going to give us the Cubfu. Then we're going to open our stats. If the Cubfu is runnable, then we're just going to deposit Ninetales. That's actually it for Ninetales entirely. And then we will move on. We're also going to change the date again. If you want to start talking about the Blissey grinding strategy.
Yeah. So since we can just change the date to whatever we want for the most part, and then it just immediately takes effect as soon as like we reload the area. I don't even think we have to reload the area actually.
No, you could just stand in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. We changed to a specific date. I think it's like sometime in like October or something.
Yeah, October 15th. Yep.
It's gonna be a fog day, but it's also by chance a day where Blissey's spawn a lot more common, I guess. I think they spawn in place of Chansey.
Yes,
but
correct.
Having Blissey's is just better, I think.
Yeah, they give more experience than Chanseys do.
Yeah. So changing the date to get to grind Blissey's in the wild area is a really, really like worth it strat for grinding, just because you do it so fast. Like you only need depending on the run and like how many Blissey's you get, you only need maybe 2 to 4. So yeah. Did you just get a terrible Cubfu?
Yep, it was a 19 speed Cubfu, not good enough.
Ooh.
So unfortunately we got to do that whole conversation with Mustard again. I guess I could have changed my date to save a switch menu, but that's fine. Hopefully this one's better.
But yeah, so basically once we get the Cubfu in it, if it's decent, we'll just go outside, fight a couple Blissey's. Hopefully it'll just be that easy, and then we can go talk to Mustard again and continue on with everything else.
Yes. Yeah, so hopefully here, yeah, we get a lot better speed. Come on. Yeah, unfortunately, I wish there was a way we could like back this up or make it easier. But luckily enough, like it's very uncommon. Like 19 is like 17 to 19 speed is like incredibly low. You almost never see it. Like the speed could go all the way up to 24 at level 10. So it's unlikely that you'll get a bad Cubfu, but unfortunately we did. This one is 20, so we're gonna have to overlevel, but we can do it.
Didn't you get 20 last time?
21s was yesterday.
Oh, okay. So yeah, over level for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna over level.
Yeah. So the thing with Cubfu is that
I didn't change the date. Whoops.
We need to get its stats at least a bit up, and its level at least a bit higher. Not that much though, only about 10 levels or so, which isn't that much in all honesty. But there is this one. At the very end of the run, we fight, super secret mini boss or whatever. Last fight in the game, there is a speed threshold. That was a fast Blissey.
Yeah, that was incredibly fast.
There's a speed threshold that we need, and we need at least 21 speed. Not 21 speed, but at the end it's 86 speed.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I forget what it was. I think we were speed tied at 38 speed at that level, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
And a speed tie is fine, but whenever there's a speed tie, it's just a coin flip on which Pokemon goes first, and we lost it like 3 times in a row. But
yeah.
But if we have one more point of speed, it should be completely fine, and we'll just outspeed every time, and that is what's optimal.
Yep, exactly. There's also one backup Carvos that I can get, which increases your speed by 1. So yesterday, that would have been the play. I should have grabbed that Carbos, and I would have outsped entirely. But I thought I was fine because I thought I overleveled, but I actually just leveled appropriately. I was just at like neutral level. So right now, yeah, we're waiting for Blissies. We got one really fast, like incredibly fast, but then now, of course, they're not popping up. We'll probably need 3 because of being at 20 speed, is what I'm imagining. So we'll probably have to leave here at like level 20 or 21. Where usually we could leave as low as level like 18. But of course we are subject to the Blissies. So while we're waiting, oh jeez, $10. While we're waiting for the Blissies to pop up, now would be a good time if we have any like donations, plugs, incentives, anything upcoming for the last day of the marathon here.
Absolutely. So I want to remind everyone that we've got quite a few incentives coming up for several of the different runs. So coming up next, we actually have Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2, and there is an incentive to turn items on for that run, which should be absolutely fantastic. So if you want to see the hilarious run with all of the items on, then please feel free to give your extra donations. And I want to remind everyone that we're raising money today for Save the Children. And the organization mainly promotes policy change to gain more rights for young people, especially by enforcing UN Declaration of Rights of the Child. So every dollar that you donate is going to go towards that cause. So please make sure to get those donations in for this great cause and the upcoming runs we have up next.
Absolutely, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. That Nickelodeon Kart Racers game, I heard that runner's pretty cool. He's fine, I guess. So I'm excited to see that one come up next. If this run ever ends because Blissies are just not popping up. Let's see. Let's cross the bridge here. Usually get a little luck if I cross the bridge. You don't want to go too far then because you're just super far away. But no bridge luck even. Unfortunately.
So even though this game isn't like completely in 3D, I think like the tile system still applies to grass. So each like tile I think has a however much % chance of spawning a Blissie.
Yeah, 2% chance. So it is low, but we hit so many spots that like just statistically it'll happen at some point.
Yeah. Like, what is this? Like hundreds of like squares of grass.
Yeah, Yeah, it's just tons and tons of tiles. Oh, there's one. Let's see if I can get it before it runs. Okay.
So the thing is with the Blissies, if they're close to walls, if you try and run at them, there's a chance that they can just run into the walls and disappear if they hate you.
Yeah, especially if they turn and see you running at them, which is very feasible, they will start running away. Not that they're particularly fast, but if they happen to be close to a wall when that happens, then that's bad. They're going to hit a wall, they're going to disappear. No, it's not a good time. Alright, so at 16, we're definitely going to need 1, maybe 2 more. We do still have that rare candy that I am going to utilize. Oh, that thing, Abra almost teleported in. Oh, jeez, Bunny Airy. Almost teleported into me, and then I hit a Bunny Airy anyway, so. $15.
Nice.
But if you run into. I tried to run from it the first time, but I forgot that. Because our speed's not great, that we might not successfully run. But it's also. Bunny Airies don't give you a ton of experience, but if you hit a wild Pokemon at all in this area, just hit it because it's worth it getting the experience. Like, that bumped me up to 17, that's enough. I'm going to use my rare candy now, actually, since we're low into the level 17, so that it gets the most efficacy. And then I'm going to try and hit another Blissie, or maybe 2.
Also, really quickly, just so you know, I've counted 3 accidental combats, so it looks like you're at $15 to donate after this right now.
Yes, yep, absolutely, $15, we got it. Thank you for keeping an eye on that, because it's very easy for me to lose track, so I appreciate it.
No, that's what I'm here for, I got you.
Appreciate it. Alright, come on, Blissie. Come on. Now, it's worth mentioning that speed is mainly important for the last fight, specifically. And before the last fight, there are 4 other trainers that we have to fight. So, like, we will get some more experience before that last fight naturally by just defeating them. So that's kind of where we're at. But we still need. I'm still not comfortable. Normally at 18 I would be fine, If I had like 22 speed at 18, I'd be going right now. But we're gonna hit this other Blissey. Hopefully it's a higher level, like a 14, 15. Give us more experience, and then we'll head out. Hopefully that's enough. That's level 11. We'll see what we might have to hit one more. We'll see.
Just go to the water tower. Go.
Yeah, I've never done water tower. I'll be honest. I don't even know. Oh yeah, we need one more for sure. We didn't even hit 19 here. So
yeah, I can explain that if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
So after this grinding segment, at the end of the game, or at the end of the DLC, I guess, you have the option of 2 towers that you want to go to. There's a Tower of Water and there's a Tower of Darkness. With the Tower of Darkness, obviously, if you know a bit about Pokemon, fighting is good against Dark, so a lot of the fights are a bit easier. But it's not exactly faster. But if you take Tower of Water, it's a lot more risky, but you get a lot more experience. And it could be faster because you would have to do less grinding. But it's really risky sometimes.
Yep, and as I just alluded to, I've never done it, not even in PB attempts, so I don't even know what's involved in the tower. I'd have to like look at a guide or something like that, so I ain't gonna take that risk. You know, next we go around, we're gonna cross the bridge again. Maybe we'll get lucky. It does not help. So the range of Blisseys and level here is 10 to 15. Oh, there's one. 10 to 15. We got like literally all the level ones, so there's the amount of experience scales with the level of the Blissey too. So we just did not get lucky in terms of the. Of course, that
like
last
a spit
one.
in the face.
Yeah, is 15. Sorry, I thought I muted myself by accident. Yeah, there we go. But we should be plenty leveled now. I am going to grab the Carbos just to be safe. I'm not going to use it unless I feel like I need to, but I am going to grab it just to be safe.
Is there a reason to not use the Carbos?
If our speed is high enough, like naturally. You know what? This one popped up. I'm just going to fight it. Why not? It was right there. I'll fight a 5th Blissey. It's on my way. Just to make, like, this is just utter, like, absolute security. Just to make sure.
Yeah, especially, yeah.
Yeah. But we're level 21. We should be fine.
Yeah,
Especially
I feel like a
considering-
lot of the stuff that could be risky is just not risky anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we have to do when we don't get particularly good stats is all. So, basically, there are 2 things that we have to do in order to defeat the tower and therefore complete the run. The first thing there is what we just did. We needed to train up our Kubfu enough to be able to take on the tower, just like naturally from that standpoint. But the second thing that you need to do regarding like actual story progression is that we need to make it so that our Kubfu is bonded enough with us, which is correlated to the friendship level of the Pokemon. You might be familiar with friendship levels if you want. I believe, what is it, like, one of the evolutions, is it Espeon, like friendly enough during the day and Umbreon friendly enough at night or something like that?
Yeah. And then, Sylveon is friendly enough with a fairy move.
Gotcha. So yeah, so it's similarly to that, but luckily enough the game puts these checkpoints in across the map that we can just go and stare at the scenery and bond with Kubfu. So we went into this cave, we looked around in the cave, it's a pretty nice looking cave, so I can get why we bonded over that.
Yeah, remember when I said the game is pretty good looking? Yeah, the game's pretty good looking, I think. They really want to show it off, and I'm fine with that, honestly.
Yeah, I don't
Just
mind
quite a bit
looking
of
at the
walking.
scenery. Yeah, it's some good stuff here. Now, you can tell based off when we were grinding the Blisseys, we're in like a particularly like foggy area. It's kind of like, not the best weather. So you can imagine that might play a role in some of the scenery that we look at. We're gonna get some interesting shots coming up here. But first, we gotta walk there, and this is I always feel it, particularly in this section, because we have to walk the farthest in the section. That I really wish we had the bike, or I really wish we had the ability to fly or something, because this particular section feels particularly long. So, oh, we are almost there. The second point is actually right next to the Darkness Tower, which is the tower that we're going to be fighting. So it's going through this way. This is on our way to the cave where we got the max mushrooms, if you remember. We're going to divert. Instead of going to the cave, we're going to go to the right up ahead, and we're going to go to these stairs. I am, let me see here. The Carbos is actually next to that tree to my right, so I'm gonna divert even further and grab that Carbos just as a safety measure. I'm not gonna use it unless, like, I think we're speed tied, and then I'll use it to up our speed. But just in case, I'll grab it, and then up the stairs here. And then here is our Dojo Drip friend who's we're gonna look over the scenery, see how we enjoy this one. Mouth,
alright.
Mouth agape. We're looking at, okay, you know, it's fine. It's a little dark and gloomy looking. But like we get the hills, we get the water, we see the one of the towers in the distance. We get those what are those called? Max Raid battle ports, you know, with the little spotlights shooting up.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad. I can bond over that. Not too shabby.
Yeah, even in fog, this game is looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna head back here. This way. I saw a lot of chances.
The run downstairs.
Yeah, run downstairs. Yep. A lot of chances pop up, which they're 2% across the board. So the Blissies in that first area and Chances in any other area that we passed by since then, 2% across the board, and I think I saw 3 on the way here. So
that's so unlucky that you just had such a dry period.
Yeah, so wild. So we head back into this tunnel. We're gonna go out the opposite end of the tunnel, talk to another Dojo Drip friend, and I would love to get your opinions, chat, on this environment. Is this bond worthy? Let's see.
What if I don't want to look?
Yeah. It's a dry dust bowl of a place with nothing to look at. But Cubs
looks
Foo's
like
into
the Midwest.
Yeah. On the Midwest. Cubs Foo's into it though. Cubs Foo's into it, so I guess, you know, that works for us. I'll take it.
I guess it's alright. Whatever. Can't
we are
bad taste, I guess.
Yeah. We are gonna death warp here, but before we do so, we're gonna grab 2 key items. The first one there is the Rocky helmet. And the second one coming up here is a TR for reversal. We'll get into a little bit more about what both of those do later on. But for now, I know everyone's been waiting. It is time. It is time. We're going to bring out our Squirtle.
Our Squirtle?
Yep, we're depositing Cub Food for now. We're gonna bring out our Squirtle. And you know, I just wanted to like make sure that your bid wars were worth it. Let's put Squirtle in action. Let's try and take on this Ripe here. We got the type advantage, water versus ground. You know, should be fine. I'm not worried.
I feel like this is gonna go pretty well. I feel like this could be a really good alt main.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially we train up right now.
Oh boy, we just Ooh. Yeah, well, that right period was level 50. How was I supposed to know? Come on.
Well, there could be an extra 0. It doesn't really matter. There was a type advantage. You should have won that.
Yeah. Honestly, the game is trying to cheat me. Like, I'll say that again. The game is trying to cheat me. Yeah, so basically what we do there, obviously that was a bit, if you couldn't tell. But what we do there is I purposely swapped a Squirtle there. I don't think it would have been a problem because we fought 5 Blissies, so it was probably fine. But basically, when your Pokemon faints and we needed to do a Death Warp there, you do lose friendship with it. So I swapped to Squirtle there instead, not only to get more use out of our bid war, of course, but because I do not want Cubfoo's friendship level to dip, because if Cubfoo's friendship level goes beyond the threshold needed, we can't progress the story, and what we have to do is use Pokemon Camp and raise Cubfoo's friendship level there instead. It's very cute to do it that way, it's just very slow.
It's funny though, because that happened in one of the old world records like a few months ago, and so the runner found out that their Cubfoo just didn't have enough friendship, and they just did Pokemon Camp for like half a minute, and it was fine. Yeah. So like, if it did dip below the threat, so like in a PB attempt, I wouldn't even use the Squirtle or Bulbasaur there as a swap out, because it just wastes too much time. The only way I might consider it is if I had a Cubfoo that only fought 2 Blissies, because you do gain friendship from defeating Pokemon as well. So it's not even just from those points that we used.
So if we defeated 2 Blissies and only used the 3 points, I might do the swap then. But even if I defeated 3 Blissies, I think that would have been enough friendship to be able to tank the hit and still be fine. But, you know, I wanted to, 1, guarantee it, and 2, you know, get a chance to throw our boy Squirtle out there a little bit.
That's what you get for winning the bid war. Congratulations.
Yep, you get deposited and then brought out once to get tanked on, so it's worth it though. Okay, so we head through this grass area and we're just going to the tower. That's where we're headed, and all that's in the tower are 5 trainers total. They all only have 1 Pokemon each. They're always the same Pokemon, so we have strategies in place. They do have very unique. We use some unique strategies here to defeat these Pokemon. So I'll start getting into that a little bit here. So the 2 items we picked up earlier, which are the Rocky Helmet and the TR for Reversal. So Rocky Helmet is an equipable item. When you put it on, if you're hit by a Pokemon who uses a physical type move against you, you will do damage back to that Pokemon. So that's gonna obviously can be very useful. And then Reversal is a move that is a fighting type move that when you use it, it does more damage the lower your health is. So the strategy that we're going to use is that Kubfu also knows a move called Endure. So what we'll do is we'll tank a few hits, we'll use Endure so we survive with 1 HP, and then we will pop them with a Reversal on the back end, and it does max damage at 1 HP. So that's how we're going to be, that's what the strategy we're going to use to defeat some of these Pokemon.
Yeah, it's very cool. It has, like every other thing in this game, has a possibility to go wrong. For the most part, it's pretty safe.
Yeah, especially in these first few, it's particularly safe, I would say. In the back, like maybe 2 or 3, it can backfire. But hopefully we won't have to see that. So first trainer here, first trainer's going to throw out a Zorua. So normally I actually wouldn't have the Rocky Helmet equipped already, but I went ahead and equipped it because there is a chance that I can actually one-shot the Zorua, especially at my level. So if I hit, I'm going to hit him with Rock Smash here, and it won't do enough damage, but yeah, Zorua's going to Sucker Punch me and then take damage here, and then I'm going to use Rock Smash, and hopefully that does enough. Yeah, there we go. So we one-shotted it. Just speeds that trainer up a little bit more. The downside to that is that our health is really high, so we're going to attempt to use that Endure Reversal strategy on the next Pokemon, and we definitely will have to stall. We might even have to stall through 2 hits, we'll see. Depends on what my defense is.
Remember to save.
Not in this one. This one is fine, but starting at the 3rd trainer, I'm going to save with each one.
Oh yeah, I'm just reminding you, Prim.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, this Scraggy is fine. Like, because we have to stall on it, it's not particularly dangerous. Yeah, so our health's at like 48. Let's see what that brings me down to.
I'm
gonna use Endure anyway because we have. I forgot we have Rocky Helmet on too. So even if our health isn't like knocked to 1, it's probably fine because we've already weakened it too. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yep. That's fine.
You can see what health you're at right now, right? Or is it? Is it not part that's cut off?
It's a little bit cut off. I know it's single digits if I'm not mistaken, or it might be like 12 now or something like that.
It's 5.
5. Okay, yeah. So I knew it was a single digit number. So we're still going to use the Endure here to make it so that our health is at like 1 as opposed to 5. Believe it or not, that does make a difference in power. So it is worth it. If our health was at 1 from the last fight, we could just straight up reversal here, probably, and it would be fine. But we're not gonna run with that.
So yeah, if nothing goes wrong, the rest of this should be fairly straightforward.
Yes, it should be.
But that's
theoretically,
it should be, and also if nothing goes wrong.
Yeah.
Which are the 2 like red flags of Pokemon speedrunning.
Yeah, everything could go wrong in a Pokemon speedrun. But yep, that Inkay went as planned. So now we are going on to the 4th out of the 5th trainer. So it's going pretty quick. Before this fourth turn, so this fourth turn has a Krokorok. One, I'm going to save, but two, I'm going to heal. Just a little. Not a lot, but just a little. I'm going to heal. I'm not going to use the Oran Berry this time. You can also use an Oran Berry to up it a little bit more there. I'm going to try not to use that. I think we'll be fine because their defense seems pretty good.
Also, a warning for whoever's controlling time. This is like last two fights.
Yeah, last two fights of the run here. Now, that might not be coming up soon, depending on how well it goes, but they are the last two fights.
Well, if that means anything to you.
Yeah.
It could be 5 minutes or 25 minutes, but...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Alright, that's how you do that. So it's going to plan so far. Oh, I looked at special defense instead of speed, and I panicked for a second. I was like, how do I not have enough speed?
You're like, I was there for like half an hour. What?
I'm level 22! You could go into this fight at level 19 if you wanted to.
Yeah, you're 39, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's one over the 38 speed tie. Before we do this fight, we are going to... Oops. Yeah, I went up too far. We're going to move him up to full health. And then we would equip the Rocky Helmet if we hadn't already, but I already did, so. And this is the last fight. And, you know, before we were talking about Mustard's eyebrows, you might have been thinking, well, he's wearing a hat. It looks like the eyebrows go to hat. It's probably just an extension of his hair. It's not actually his eyebrows. But I'm here to prove you wrong in that regard, because we are going to see not only some eyebrows, we're going to see some Super Saiyan eyebrows.
If you guys don't like eyebrows like me, just don't look. I can't handle this soul patch with like the Super Saiyan eyebrows. Terrible.
It's definitely a look. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's the look, but it's a look.
You can definitely go outside like that.
Yeah, you definitely could make it so you look like that. Sure, yeah. Anyway, so of course we get thrown at another Cub Fu. We're going to start by using Max Mushrooms. That'll make it so that we can endure one hit here from this Cub Fu, unless we get crit on, of course. It's going to take out a lot of health, but not all of our health. And then, of course, Rocky Helmet backfires there. Then we're going to use Endure, so we can survive another hit. One thing that's worth mentioning, I didn't want to say until I for sure knew it wasn't going to happen, is that if the Cub Fu that Mustard has here has one move that doesn't do damage, which is Focus Energy. If he chooses to use Focus Energy on move 2 while you've used Endure, we're dead. Because we can't use Endure successfully a second time in a row, and we can't heal up enough to survive a hit. So we would just die, and we'd have to reload the save. But luckily, we're good. We defeated Mustard. Like, everything went according to plan there, so I'm happy to hear that. So the run is just about over. We're going to run up to that scroll that's sitting behind Mustard's head, and then it's going to evolve Cub Fu, and then we just have to click through some dialogue and wait for the fade to black, and then that will be timed. But, I'll go, since there's really nothing consequential here, I'll start doing the plugs early so we can get back to the marathon and move on quickly afterwards. Thank you to Ness_ for not only commentating this run, but commentating literally 4 runs that I had in the past 2 days. So, like, big shout out. Thank you so much for doing all 4 runs, while simultaneously running your own event. So, thank you for that.
Yeah, this is definitely like hour 5 right now that we've been in a feasting together.
Yeah, for real, yeah, because I did a Bugsnax 100% run earlier, which is like 2 hours, 40 minutes. And then we had this long run, which is another 2 hours, but yeah, so thank you so much. Again, this is a very friendly Pokemon speedrun to get into. If you've always wanted to speedrun a Pokemon game, but you're a little intimidated by it, this is a really great one to do, because while RNG can be a lot, it's not a lot of RNG that can really just like ruin your run completely. So it's definitely a good one to jump into. So definitely come on by the Pokemon Sword and Shield category extension board. Pick up some guides, join a Discord if you'd like. And we'll help you out there, and we'll get you started. Yep, time is just about coming up here. We're just gonna match through some dialogue here. And then if you liked my Bugsnax speedruns or my Pokemon speedruns or speedruns of any kind, twitch.tv/KonceptionSR. Come on by. Glad to have you. Time is coming up here.
Absolutely vouch.
And time.
GG.
That was a lot better than yesterday's run. I don't know what the time is, but in-game time was
a...
Yeah.
We can go.
In-game time's a 1:36, so that's pretty good. I'll take it.
Okay, it looked to be about a 1:40:40 or 1:40:41.
Great, yeah, 5 minutes under estimate, love it.
Yep,
literally
1:40:41 was the final time. Yep.
Awesome.
Great
yeah.
job.
Love
Yeah.
that was underestimate. Again, it could have easily not been, so we'll take those. But yeah, thank you so much. I already gave out all my shoutouts. Thank you to CJ, Sishi, everyone involved with this event, Quo, and everyone involved in the SpeedDocs team for being a good supporter of mine, being good friends of mine, and thank you for having me. I will be on one more time to host a run coming up here, and a couple runs after this one. So I will. You'll hear my voice one more time, but thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for that incredible Sword Shield run. Thank you so much, and thank you for the commentary, Ness. So everyone, don't go anywhere. We're gonna pay the bills, help keep the lights on, and we're gonna get ready for the Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2 run. So we'll be back in just a little bit. So stay put.